I'm Dave Zorin, and I'm joined by Kathy Bosheers, Washington Township Clerk, to tell you about the great new service you'll be receiving from Rizzo Environmental Services starting in October. Kathy, what is the change and how will it affect us?
Well, you know, back in February, we started to look at our existing waste hauler contract, and we found out that there's a lot of things that have changed in that business. So it was time to go out for competitive bid. So in the spring, we went out for a competitive bid. I think there were 5 bidders that came through, and Rizzo ended up to be really the best value for the township. So we're changing October 1st over to Rizzo Services from Republic.
Okay, so October 1st is when we'll have the change.
Correct.
And will there be any change in the schedule then?
No, if your trash was picked up on Monday, your trash will still be picked up on Monday. So just remember to put things curbside by 7 a.m. But you know, there's a benefit that comes with Rizzo that wasn't there before. Mm-hmm. The change to the schedule is not your day, but the change is that if you have recycling, instead of being every other week, it's every week. So just remember, you put your recycling out the same time you put your trash out.
Okay. And then when will residents expect to have their bins changed? I know that's going to be a big question.
It will be a big question. And so what will happen, let's say that you are leasing a garbage bin, a trash bin from Republic, and you have recycling services. Starting on September 24th, you put out both bins. They're going to collect both the recycling and the trash that day, and then Republic will take those bins away. What you have to do at that point is call Rizzo and say that you need your recycling bin if you're part of the recycling program. And if you want to lease a bin from Rizzo Environmental, you also need to talk to them at that time because there's different sizes, different prices that go with it.
Okay. What are the benefits now that you saw as having Rizzo as our collector?
Well, one of the things we wanted is people to be able to kind of select, like from a menu, what type of service you wanted. Right now, when you're paying your bill, you're paying for both yard waste and trash, even though you may not use yard waste. So we separated those out into 3 separate categories. You have your trash, you have yard waste, you have recycling. So you get to select yard waste if you don't have grass trimmings, if you don't prune your bushes, if you don't put your leaves to the curbside. If you do that, then you have to pay for the yard waste. If you don't, then you need to call Rizzo and you need to have that deleted from your bill. But you have to call them at this point because it's going to be on your first bill. If you have recycling, that will just show up on your bill as it has in the past also. But call them to get your recycling bin because there's different types of bins you can get from Rizzo.
Okay. Let's say you don't have leaves all the time that you want. Can you call on an a la carte basis and say, we have some this week?
No, what will happen is that your yard waste goes for the whole year. So they start picking up, I think it's April 1st to the second week in December. Okay. But instead of you pay for it, you don't pay for it just in the quarter. They spread it out throughout the whole year.
Okay. Tell us about the incentive program that we have.
Well, there's going to be a recycling rewards program, which is pretty exciting. Other communities have it, and it helps us go back and look at some of our local merchants, some of our local restaurants. So you're actually going to build points for recycling. That program, though, doesn't start till January of 2015, and Rizzo will continue to roll that out to you through their newsletters.
Okay, so now there's going to be a benefit to all those cans that are building up in the garage, right?
Yeah, I hope so. I hope so.
All right, well, we still have to call ahead for a bulk pickup.
Nope, that's another change. Right now, let's say you need to put your couch out to get picked up with the trash. You'd call the current carrier and say, could you pick that up? Otherwise, they wouldn't pick it up. With Rizzo Services, you just put it out on the day of your trash, they'll pick it up. If you need special arrangements, then call them. But otherwise, just put it on collection day.
All right. Well, Kathy, this sounds like it's going to be a very smooth transition.
You know, there's going to be bumps, and we know there's going to be bumps. We ask people to be patient for the first couple of weeks. Customer service so far at Rizzo, I've had to call them a few times as we go through. They've been very responsive. Please call them, and I'm sure they'll work through your issues.
Well, thank you, Kathy, for joining us today. And if you have any questions regarding the changeover in your curbside service, please call 866-772-8900. Thank you for joining us.